Have you ever woken from a dream and felt, just for a moment, that you were somewhere else, floating above your body or moving through a space that felt more real than the waking world itself? What if that experience was not just imagination, but a glimpse into one of the oldest, most guarded secrets of human consciousness? For thousands of years, mystics, shamans, and initiates of secret schools have whispered about a hidden ability, the power to step outside the body and journey into the unseen realms. This phenomenon, known as astral projection, is more than an exotic curiosity. It is a doorway, a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, between the waking mind and the eternal soul. But here's the truth. Leaving the body is not about escaping reality. It is about expanding it. Just as a bird discovers the vastness of the sky once it leaves the nest, so too can we discover the vastness of existence when we learn to project beyond the limits of flesh and bone. The body becomes the anchor, the astral form becomes the vessel, and the soul becomes the traveler. In this video, we begin with the first steps in astral projection. We will uncover what it really means to journey beyond the body, drawing upon ancient wisdom and modern insights. You will learn the principles behind this practice, the safeguards that ensure your safety, and the methods that beginners can use to initiate their very first out-of-body experience. We will explore the historical and philosophical roots of astral travel, understand the mechanics of how consciousness shifts, and, most importantly, reveal practical techniques that you can use tonight in the sanctuary of your own room to touch the edge of infinity. So the question is not whether astral projection is real. The question is, are you ready to step beyond the walls of your body and glimpse the greater universe that has always been waiting? To truly understand astral projection, we must journey backward, not just a few centuries, but into the very heart of humanity's oldest traditions. For what we now call astral travel was once known by many names: the dream body, the double, the ka, the spirit walker. Each culture, though divided by geography, carried stories of men and women who could leave their bodies and walk in other realms. In ancient Egypt, the soul was said to be made of multiple parts. One of these, the ka, was a subtle double of the physical body. Priests believed that during sleep, and especially at death, the ka could separate and travel freely. Tomb inscriptions depict winged figures rising from their earthly forms, soaring toward the stars. For them, leaving the body was not abnormal. It was the natural movement of the soul. The Greeks carried similar teachings. In Plato's dialogues, we find references to the soul as a charioteer steering two horses, one tied to earthly desires, the other to divine vision. The practice of separating from the physical body was tied to gnosis, the direct experience of truth. The word ecstasy itself comes from the Greek ekstasis, meaning to stand outside oneself. The Hindus and Buddhists spoke of the astral body in terms of the subtle sheaths, layers of consciousness surrounding the physical form. Yogis developed elaborate methods of meditation and breath control to expand beyond the waking body and enter higher lokas or planes of existence. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes how, at the moment of death, the consciousness leaves through specific channels. But it also teaches that with training, this can be practiced in life, consciously and safely. Among the shamans of Siberia and the Americas, the idea of the spirit flight was central. The shaman would leave their body, often with the help of drumming or chanting, and journey into other realms to seek guidance, healing, or wisdom for the tribe. For them, this was not metaphor, it was survival. The astral traveler was the bridge between the tribe and the unseen world of spirits. Even in Western esoteric traditions, from the Hermetic philosophers of Alexandria to the Renaissance alchemists, astral projection was whispered as part of the great work. Paracelsus, the mystic physician, spoke of the sidereal body, a luminous form that could be trained to move beyond the flesh. Later, in the 19th and 20th centuries, secret societies such as the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn formalized techniques for leaving the body, passing them down as initiatory rites. What unites all these traditions is a single truth. Human beings are not confined to their bodies. The flesh is an instrument, but consciousness is the player. Astral projection is the art of realizing this directly, stepping into your larger identity as more than matter, more than mind, but a spark of eternity clothed in temporary form. And yet, while the ancients treated this as sacred knowledge, they also approached it with caution. Astral projection is not entertainment, it is initiation. To step outside the body is to step into a greater reality, one that requires respect, intention, and preparation. In the next section, we will explore the mechanics of this mystery, how astral projection actually works, what is happening when consciousness shifts, and the first keys a beginner must understand before attempting to leave the body. To begin unlocking astral projection, we must first understand what it truly is. Not a trick of the imagination, but a natural function of consciousness. Imagine consciousness as a flame within a lantern. The lantern is your body, sturdy and protective. The flame is your awareness, your essence. Astral projection is simply the art of lifting that flame out of the lantern while still keeping its light intact. But how is this possible? The answer lies in the layers of being. Mystical traditions across the world agree that the human being is not one body, but many. There is the physical body, which we touch and see. There is the energetic body, a web of currents and vibrations. There is the astral body, the subtle vehicle of dreams and visions. And beyond these, higher bodies that connect us to the divine. In astral projection, it is the astral body that loosens from the physical, while consciousness flows into it, just as water can be poured from one cup into another. This process often begins during sleep. In fact, every night when you dream, your astral body drifts slightly away from your physical form. That is why dreams can feel like entire adventures with their own landscapes, characters, and laws of reality. The difference is that in ordinary dreaming, you are unconscious of this separation. In astral projection, you learn to stay conscious as the shift happens. You become the lucid traveler, not the passive dreamer. Think of it like sailing a boat. Most people are tossed about on the ocean of dreams, carried wherever the tides lead. Astral projection is when you take hold of the rudder. You do not leave the ocean, but you gain direction and awareness. How then does the astral body separate? It is often described as a sensation of vibration, a humming, buzzing, or gentle shaking felt inside the body as the astral form begins to pull away. This vibration is the frequency shift of consciousness moving from one vehicle to another. Some describe it like a soft electric current, others like a rushing wind inside the skull. Another common sign is the floating sensation, as though gravity loses its hold. You may feel yourself rocking, swaying, or lifting. This is the subtle body testing its freedom. If you remain calm, the floating intensifies until you are fully released. Yet, here lies the paradox. Astral projection is not about force. The more you strain, the more tightly you cling to the physical body. Instead, it requires surrender, a delicate letting go, like a bird releasing its grip from a branch before taking flight. The body must sleep, but the mind must stay awake.
This balance, called the mind awake, body asleep state, is the gateway to projection. For beginners, the most important understanding is this: you are always connected. The astral body does not wander aimlessly, nor can it be lost. It is tethered to the physical body by what mystics have called the silver cord, an unbreakable link of energy that ensures you will always return. Just as a diver carries an air line back to the surface, so too does the astral traveler carry this cord back to the body. In the next section, we will dive even deeper into the nuances of the astral realms themselves, the different planes you may encounter, and the hidden truths behind the silver cord, protection, and navigating this vast inner universe.
Now that we understand how astral projection begins, let us move deeper into its mysteries. What awaits once the astral body steps beyond the threshold of flesh? The first realization is that the astral plane is not one single place, but a spectrum of realities layered upon one another, much like the notes of a musical scale. At the lower end are dense vibrations, chaotic and heavy, often populated by dreamlike fragments, emotions, and the echoes of human thought. At the higher end, the astral becomes luminous, orderly, radiant, worlds of harmony, inhabited by beings of light and wisdom. Where you travel depends not on chance, but on the vibration of your own mind. This is why the ancients warned, "As within, so without." If you project filled with fear or anger, you may find yourself pulled into realms that mirror those states. But if you project with calm, clarity, and reverence, you ascend to higher frequencies. Astral projection is not only a journey outward, it is a mirror reflecting your inner world. The silver cord, often described in esoteric texts, is your safeguard. This luminous thread connects your astral body to your physical form. No matter how far you travel, this cord ensures you cannot be lost. Mystics have said that only in physical death does the silver cord finally dissolve. Until then, it acts as your lifeline, a constant reminder that you are exploring, not abandoning the material plane. Navigating the astral realms requires learning to recognize their fluid nature. Unlike the physical world, the astral is malleable. Thought shapes reality with astonishing speed. Imagine a mountain, and it may rise before you. Feel fear of a shadow, and that shadow may take form. This is both a danger and a gift. Danger because uncontrolled thoughts can create frightening illusions. A gift because disciplined thought can open doors to profound wisdom and beauty. The mystics of the Hermetic tradition taught that the astral is the world of images, a halfway point between matter and spirit. It is where ideas take shape before manifesting in the physical. In this sense, learning to travel the astral is like visiting the blueprint of reality itself. You are walking among the drafts of creation. There are also reports of guides, luminous beings encountered by travelers who offer protection or instruction. Some see them as guardian angels, others as advanced souls. Their presence reminds us that astral projection is not a solitary adventure, but part of a greater spiritual continuum. Yet, there are common pitfalls. Beginners often become so excited at the moment of separation that they snap back instantly to the body. Others become disoriented by the strange vibrations or unfamiliar environments. The key is to maintain calm, just as a diver remains steady when descending into the ocean. Breath, focus, and intention are your anchors. In truth, astral projection is less about escaping the body than it is about expanding consciousness. It is a rehearsal for death, a glimpse into immortality, a way of loosening the tight grip of materialism. To walk the astral is to know firsthand, you are not your body. You are not even your mind. You are the traveler, eternal, luminous, free. Next, we will move into the practical application, step-by-step techniques for beginners to initiate their first safe projection, how to overcome common obstacles, and how to prepare mind and body for this sacred journey. Now that we have explored the mystery and mechanics of astral projection, let us bring this wisdom down to the ground, to methods you can begin practicing tonight. The ancients always paired theory with technique, for knowledge without practice is like a map never unfolded. 1. Preparing the body and mind. The first step is relaxation. The body must be at rest, heavy, almost asleep, while the mind remains alert. Choose a quiet time, preferably at night or early morning when the body is naturally drowsy. Lie down in a comfortable position, arms at your side. Dim the lights, remove distractions, and let your breathing slow. Think of this as tuning an instrument. The body must be stilled so the inner sound can be heard. 2. The mind awake, body asleep state. This balance is the gateway. As the body drifts toward sleep, the mind should stay clear but calm. One method is to count backwards from 100. Slowly, with gentle awareness. If the body twitches or grows heavy, let it happen. These are signs that the physical form is shutting down, preparing to release the subtle self. 3. The vibrational stage. At some point, you may feel humming, buzzing, or waves rushing through you. Do not fear them. They are the prelude to projection. Breathe steadily and allow them to intensify. Imagine yourself riding these vibrations as though they are currents carrying you upward. 4. Techniques for separation. There are several beginner-friendly methods. The rope technique. Visualize an invisible rope hanging above you. With your will, imagine reaching and pulling yourself upward, hand over hand. This effort shifts awareness into the astral body. The rollout method. Imagine gently rolling to your side, not physically, but with your subtle body. Soon, the sensation will become real, and you may find yourself beside your sleeping form. The floating technique. Envision yourself as light as air, rising toward the ceiling. Combine this with the sensation of rocking or swaying until you feel fully lifted. 5. Protection and intention. Before attempting projection, set a clear intention. Whisper or think, "I travel in light, I return in peace." Visualize a sphere of white or golden light around you. This creates a shield against unwanted influences and tunes your journey toward higher realms. Overcoming obstacles. Fear. Many beginners snap back when fear arises. Remember the silver cord. You are always safe. Excitement. Calm yourself. Think of it like learning to swim. Steady strokes keep you afloat. Disorientation. If your surroundings seem chaotic, focus on your breath or a point of light to stabilize. Returning safely. When ready to return, simply think of your physical body. The pull is instant and natural. You may feel a jolt or a soft click as awareness snaps back. Move fingers and toes, open your eyes, and ground yourself by drinking water or touching something solid. Integration. Keep a journal beside your bed. Record everything: sensations, images, encounters. Over time, patterns emerge, teaching you about your own consciousness and guiding your next steps. Remember, astral projection is not a race. The first sessions may yield only vibrations or fleeting glimpses. That is enough. Each attempt strengthens the bridge between the worlds. Patience is the hidden key. And above all, approach this practice with reverence.
It is not entertainment, but initiation, a sacred rehearsal for eternity. In the next and final section, we will gather all of this together, closing with a powerful reflection on why astral projection matters and how it can transform the way you see life, death, and the soul itself.
Astral projection is not merely a curiosity or a strange trick of the mind. It is a doorway, a reminder that your essence is not confined to flesh and bone. The ancients knew this, and they built entire spiritual traditions around the art of stepping beyond the body. Today, you hold that same key. We have seen how astral projection appears across cultures, from Egyptian priests guiding the Ka, to shamans journeying for wisdom, to mystics who spoke of the luminous body. We have explored how it works, the layers of being, the vibrations, the silver cord, and the mirror-like nature of the astral plane. And most importantly, we have uncovered the first steps, the practices of relaxation, intention, and surrender that allow you to begin your own journeys safely. But remember, this is not about escape. It is about expansion. When you leave your body, you do not abandon the physical world. You gain a deeper perspective of it. You begin to see life as a continuum, death as a transition, and consciousness as eternal. The astral journey is practice for the greatest journey of all, the passage of the soul itself. So as you lie down tonight, with the quiet hum of your breath and the stillness of your body, remember, you are more than what you see in the mirror. You are a traveler, a flame in a lantern, capable of soaring into hidden worlds. The question is no longer whether astral projection is possible. The question is, are you ready to step beyond and discover who you truly are? If this resonates with you, take the first step. Practice, explore, and record your journeys. Share them with others walking this path. And above all, approach it with reverence, for you are treading where countless seekers before you have walked, into the mystery of the eternal self.